Hi everyone. S- Hope I'm audible. If anyone in the participants can just put in the chat window if they're able to hear us, and there's a Q&A section, you can just use that. Like, also, while we are waiting for a few more people to join in, I'll just share that there's an option to use this webinar almost as a workshop if you like. So I'll just share a link in the group chat. So just give me a second. I hope people are able to access the link which I have posted in the group chat. So just give me a second. I think there is some issue there. Just sort out the ID for a minute. Please see if I can use the chat window to. Okay. If anyone is able to confirm if they are able to see the link I just posted on chat as well as Q&A. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. So basically, using this link, you can create an account on the EasySLR platform. And when you create an account, you will have an access to a demo organization, which has some pre-populated dummy data in it. And using those dummy data, you can test out the platform. Most of the functionalities work in that dummy organization. Although you also have an option to use to create a organization for yourself where you can also test with live data. So we do offer a 1 month free trial for that. So you can also test out the platform using your actual current projects or your past projects. So while we wait for a few more people to join in, and I'll just share my screen and show how you can do that. So it's quite simple. Go to easyslr.com and go to sign up button and just enter your email and you receive a code. And just show you. So just click on sign up here and provide your email. And when you provide your email, you will receive a code, 6-digit code within few seconds. And once you enter that, you will receive, you will have a demo organization with dummy data pre-populated in. So there are three projects there. One is with AI as assistant, single reviewer, AI as assistant, double reviewer, and double reviewer where one of the reviewers is AI. So just please use this dummy organization to explore further on the platform. If you are using a split screen, it might be a good idea to do that now and just open the EasySLR window on one screen, have the webinar window on another screen, and you could almost double this up as a workshop if you like. All right, just a second. Okay, so let me go to the dashboard. So this is our home dashboard. You see that you could be part of multiple organizations. Where this proves in handy is if you are a consulting firm working for a pharma company and that pharma company has a separate organization with us. So they can also invite you to work from their organization while you continue to maintain a separate org for your consulting firm. Then we have the live chat support at the right bottom. You could always reach out to us if you have any queries, facing any issues using this. Or you can also reach out to us from the support and feedback, which is there on the right top, and send in your queries from here. Our current response time is 9.6 minutes, and we are looking to further increase our team members in the customer support team to further reduce that time. Um, you can also go to our home support section. So there are a lot of help articles available, which guides you on how to do different steps of the literature reviews on this platform. We also have a YouTube channel, which is available here. So You can, we also post regularly short videos on our YouTube channel, so on different aspects, and you could also use this as your go-to guide for any queries you may have. As I'm going along, I'll be taking pause at logical breakpoints, but please feel free to send in your questions using the Q&A section, and we'll try to address them as we go along. If required, we may park some of them if we feel that those are some things which are covered in a later time point in the presentation. All right, so this is my org home, and this is my organization level team. My project teams would always be a subset of my organization level team. So not everyone in the organizations will have access to all the projects. So there can be firewalls within the organizations if required. We point to highlight here is we are ISO 27001 and SOC 2 compliant. So we meet enterprise level securities, and if your organization IT team has any kind of queries, we'd be very happy to answer them. And usually with these two certifications in place, most of the organizations, they are good to go. Um, I'll go to one of the projects. Now, as I was mentioning, this is my project level team could be a subset of my organization level team. And even within those, we can define what access we want to give to each member in the organization as well as in the project. So the support article here offers insights on what are the different roles and what are the levels of permissions each of those roles have. So currently, just to set context, this platform starts from the step of deduplication and goes on till data extraction. We have also worked on a prototype for searches, and time permitting, I'll share that with you today. And we are currently working on a prototype for report, which we expect that it will take few months to complete. So once we have developed our research question, done our searches on databases like Embase, PubMed, Ovid, and many others, we can easily import the citations in this platform. So we support three file formats, .ris for commonly received from Embase or Ovid, NBIB, which we get from PubMed, and Excel. And for Excel, we have a very simple Excel template here. You can easily populate your data in that and just mention the standard columns and just upload this file and we are good to go. Once we have uploaded the citations, the system will automatically identify the duplicates. So I'll just go to review duplicates. Here we have lots of criterias. So if something's a duplicate on all of these criterias, we could be pretty sure that it's a true duplicate and exclude them in bulk. If something is a duplicate on DOI, title, and page number, I'd still be more than 99% sure that that is a true duplicate, and I would not hesitate to use the bulk exclude button, which is mark all as duplicate. But if something is a duplicate just from the title, it's probably worth checking, if these are actually true duplicates or one is a conference abstract, another one is a manuscript, or they might be just encore abstract of each other. So once we reach that stage, we can just click on this black button here, start review, and so I just rushed through that. So we can use this black button, start review, and compare individually if these are, true duplicates or not. And in this case, it does look like even the page numbers and everything is a duplicate, so it's likely a true duplicate. So I can use the confirm duplicate to exclude this. Had it not been a duplicate, we could also use the not duplicate button. I'll take a pause here and see if anyone has any questions. Questions received in the Q&A. All right. Just to go further, so where in the confirm tab, we can see what are the duplicates which have already been confirmed. And if something has been wrongly marked as a duplicate, we can also unmark them here. Um, no other questions. Just going back to the settings, that's general name of the project and some info. Then comes the protocol. And by protocol, we mean we just need to provide a simple research objective and a PICO's inclusion exclusion criteria. You could also, if you need a breakup of exclusion reasons, you could also add those and provide a short description below each of these in terms of what needs to go under each of those criterias. This is one step where we are quite different from almost all the platforms out there. So in our platform, once you have provided your protocol and you have uploaded the citations, the AI starts processing from time t0. So there is no need for training the AI. And even before the human reviewers have done their first decision on the platform, AI would have practically completed all of its screening. So uh, you could be very assured that in this platform, there is no training based on, the human decisions. Should we want to do that, there is an option available, but there is also an option to, and even in that option, we do not use the client's data to train the AI. We use it to analyze and share what are the areas where AI and human reviewers are going different. I'll again show you an example of that. But you could be assured that there is no data being used for training the AI because we are directly using the commercially available LLM models for the processing of citations. The other place where we are different is most of the platforms just tell you include or exclude, or sometimes they give you a score on that. Whereas here we don't just give you the include or exclude, we also give the rationale. Why did the AI included or excluded? So, and this will become a bit more clearer once I am on the screening window. And third part where we are different from other platform is that most of the platforms would either just give you include or exclude or not even give you that. They will give you a percentage score. Whereas here it is also possible to have the exclusion reasons. And a unique functionality again, which we have is we also give an option to have multiple inclusion reasons. So they kind of can also double up as your tags. So for example, include cost effectiveness, include budget impact, include CMA. So that is also option which is available on this platform. The protocol can be different for title abstract and full text stage. So if you want to include systematic reviews for bibliographic searching at title abstract, but exclude them later on for full text, so you can do that. Similarly, the inclusion exclusion reasons can be also different for title abstract and full text stage. So you can use these buttons to accordingly select or deselect one. Then comes the highlights. So words we may want to highlight in green can be added under positive highlights. The words we may want to highlight in red can be added under negative highlights. So tags. So if you want to categorize studies as you go along, let's say based on patient subgroups or geographies or type of trial, so there is no restrictions in terms of the number of tags which we can apply. And similarly, there is no restrictions in terms of highlights or the number of reasons as well. So you can have them as many as you want. Next is workflow. Now, as mentioning earlier, it's very flexible in terms of how you want to use AI. You could use AI as your assistant, or you could use AI as your reviewer, or you could use AI as the only reviewer. So it's completely flexible in terms of how you want to use this platform. And if I may add, you can also choose to not use AI, and the rest of the platform would continue to function as it does. So for a systematic review, we need to have number of reviews as 2. Or a targeted review, we can have this as 1. And even for when we select this as 2, it can be 2 human reviewers or 1 AI reviewer and 1 human reviewer. So the platform is very flexible and it can work in practically all the combinations. Then there are a few AI settings. First, here is AI suggestions, which is AI's recommendation whether to include or exclude an article. AI notes, which is the AI's rationale why that article should be included or excluded. And the PICOs. And I'll emphasize few times during this webinar on the transparency aspect. So we don't just say to include or exclude, we also give the rationale why it is saying to include or exclude. And as we go along this webinar, I'll see that while AI operates like a black box in many of the platforms, we have tried to make things as transparent as possible. And this suggestions, notes, and picos, they will become a bit more clearer once I'm on the screening windows. Just few other settings are there also. So for example, if we are unsure about our data extraction form, which we almost always are at the start of a project, we can keep this turned off. If we are unsure about the full text protocol, I expect there might be changes, we can keep this as turned off, and they can all be individually turned on or off. And similarly, the suggestion notes and picos can also be individually turned on or off. There are a few more settings, but we can skip those for this webinar. Any questions we have received so far? No. Okay. So moving on to title abstract scanning, I'll just start with the scanning window. This is how our scanning window looks like. So I'll start from the left-hand side. So we have the publications, the DOI, it's clickable, so it takes you directly to the publication, title, authors, and the abstract. Wherever possible, we try to arrange the abstract in a paragraph format so it becomes easier on the eyes to read through. Then on the right-hand side, we have the AI suggestions, which is to exclude this article with the reason, incorrect intervention. Then there is a notes, which is available. So this is what I was saying, referring back to the transparency aspect, that we don't just say include or exclude, we also give the rationale why that should be included or excluded. And in this case, for example, this study evaluates pembrolizumab in combination with chemotherapy, whereas the protocol's focus was on pembrolizumab monotherapy. So you may agree with this, you may not agree with this, but there is transparency in terms of how the decision making has been taken. And then, of course, we have the PICOs. Now, this is what we call AI as an assistant. So AI is suggesting us to exclude this. But if as human reviewer, I feel like this article should be included, we can still go ahead and include this from here. Next, there are few other functionalities which helps makes life of reviewers easy. So for example, we are working on multiple projects and we don't always remember which criteria were there for inclusion, exclusion. And sometimes what we do is we keep a Word document open separately. So in this case, we can just click on this little eye icon. The protocol pops up. We can quickly resolve our queries and just click outside and take our decision. If there is any handwritten notes we want to type in, we can do that. And there is also an option of applying tags, and there are just 4 on the screen now, but if there were 40, the search functionality proves in handy there. Then on the center bottom, we have the keyboard shortcuts list. So again, some of our clients, they just want to include or exclude at the title abstract stage, particularly they don't want the reasons. So they just want to press I, enter, E, enter. So E takes me to the first exclude reason, I takes me to include reason, and will take me to notes and so on and so forth. In case we are unsure about an article and we want to discuss it with our project team and or with our clients and want to take a call later on this. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, sorry, just give me a second. So we can also skip an article for later from here. Um, any questions received so far? Okay, right. I'll just share a few other functionalities which will help us to again improve our efficiencies at this screening stages. Just give me a second. Close some of the other tabs. Okay, so for there are a few other functionalities which are again useful. So what we have done is we have tried to use the best of the Excel functionality which people used to do and also have the best of the web-based management functionality and coupled with AI, kind of a holy trinity of the best of all worlds, if you like. So, for example, I have 180 articles here to review, and I put a filter on, let's say, meta-analysis, click search, and 12 articles have the word meta-analysis. And let's say meta-analysis is a study design not of interest to me. So what I can do is I select all of these, go here, review articles, and exclude them. So a decision would be taken on all the 12 articles, and they would be all excluded in one go using this bulk exclude feature. In case that felt too risky, what I just described, and it is, we can also just quickly scan through here. And if there is any doubt, we can expand, come back, um, uncheck if you need to, and then take the bulk action. If that also feels little risky, we can go to the review filtered option. So now these 12 articles have been clubbed together and are available for my review. And I already know it's going to be about meta-analysis. I can quickly focus on few other aspects just to make sure that I'm not wrongly excluding anything and just take my decisions much faster. So while AI does its thing, it tries to bring all the included studies upfront and the excluded studies later on. The humans have their own tips and tricks which they develop with experience, and we have tried to incorporate all of this in this platform. And sure, I think there's a point to repeat the bulk action part. So what we can do is, this is my screening window, and you see what there's 180 articles. And if there's a key NCT ID, which I know is going to be included, or if there is a study, animal in vitro type of study, which I know is going to be excluded, what I can do is there's a lot of search filters available on this platform. So if I click on this search, and again, then there are multiple filters here. So you can say, let's say abstract contains a certain NCT ID, or the title contains certain keywords. So I use the example of meta-analysis. So title contains meta-analysis. So there were 12 articles out of 180, which I had to screen. Now, if meta-analysis is not of interest, I can just exclude them all in a single shot. Or if they are of interest to me, I can also include all of them in one go. So let's say particular NCT key trial name, key trial ID, I know it should be included. I can just include them all in one go. Hope that answers the question. Yeah. There's few other uses of this. So for example, we want to review all the systematic reviews which were recently published. What we can do is go here, put filter on systematic review, put filter on the publication year, and we can just review quickly those studies. So like I was saying, we've tried to keep the best of Excel with the best of web-based platform and combine them. And also show how to resolve conflicts, but also plus quickly showing the skipped section. So the articles which we had skipped earlier, where we had unclarity, we can review them now and review the skipped part here. And for the articles where I was not a primary reviewer, if I have to resolve the conflicts, I can do that from here. So two decisions, one of the reviewers excluded, one of the reviewers included. There is blinding maintained, so we don't know which reviewer was which. And we can now see this. And as the third and final reviewer, I can take call on whether to include or exclude this study. Take a pause here and see if there's any questions. All right. So then all the articles which were included at the title abstract stage, they move on to the full text screening stage. And system will automatically try to retrieve the PDFs for the ones which are freely available and where the journal allows. Where it's not allowed by the journal or it's behind a paywall, those articles are available in the no PDF section. And for them, there is three options available. A, we can individually upload these articles. And B, we can download a RIS file and take it to EndNote or Zotero. And if we have any kind of institutional access, which is, sorry. So if we have any kind of institutional access, which is integrated with EndNote and Zotero, we can use that to download and then use the bulk PDF upload to upload all the citations in one go. Third option is we can just use the direct PDF upload and drag all the PDFs here. And the system will automatically extract the titles from the PDFs, match it with the existing titles on the platform, and suggest you a mapping that this PDF may go here. And then it's up to you to accept that and upload the citations. The one other good thing about all of this is at no point you need to spend time in naming of the files, because when you download the files back from the system, it will auto rename it for you. And you don't have to name the files for any kind of mapping. Either it is directly through a reference manager and Node Zotero, or you're directly uploading, or we are using AI to extract the title. So you don't have to spend time in the naming of the files. These are again what I call the non-AI features to help you speed up your review process. Yeah. Any questions we have in the chat? No. Okay. So coming to the full text screening, this is how the screening window looks like. And again, the publication details, title, authors, and the paper here. And then we have the AI suggestions, notes, and the PCOs. Pretty similar to the title abstract, but instead of the abstract, now we have the full text. And there is a very unique additional functionality here, which is this little numbers. So what they do is they take us to the part of the PDF from where it shows this information. So just going back to the transparency element, and there's also a complaint about AI hallucinating, making up its own data. In this case, you can be really assured that whatever you are seeing on the screen, it's coming from this document, it's not making it up, and it's all linked back to the source. So for example, the outcomes here is says ORR, median PFS, median OS. And if I was to go through this paragraph, I can see that this is all information available here. So not just it's linked back to the source. Also, a lot of the times, unless it's a very complicated protocol, by going through AI suggestions, notes, and picos, we kind of know whether we want to include this article or exclude this article. The other functionalities, they continue to operate the same way as the title abstract screening stage. So we have the reasons, notes, and tags. Take a pause here to see if there are any questions. No? So once we have done the screening, I'll come to data extraction in a few minutes. But we can just show how we can download the files. We can download everything to Excel. And this is how our screening sheet looks like. So we have the publication details. Then we have the AI decisions in column R, S, and T. This is what I was referring to, that you can have access to all the AI decisions even before the human reviewers have taken their first decision. And the AI decisions at full text screening stage. There's a lot of other useful columns here. I'll just jump to the reviewer one decision at title abstract screening stage. And it also comes with a timestamp, like what was the time at which the reviewer took that decision. Then we have reviewer two decisions, including the time at which they took the decision. And if something is pending in conflict, it shows in conflict. And if something was resolved by the final reviewer, it shows their decision, including the time at which they took that decision. And then we have the same set of columns for the full text stage. And then we have the picos at the title abstract and the picos at the full text. So it's a very comprehensive Excel file which gets downloaded. There are a lot of other, you can say, useful functionalities. Again, what I call the non-AI functionalities to help you. For example, I need a list of articles at the full text stage which do not have a PDF with them. I'll click stage here, put full text in the PDF, select no PDF, and I can download the filter to Excel. So now I have a ready list of the articles which do not have a PDF. I can send it to my librarian, to my client to get those PDFs for me. If I'm writing a report and I know that the studies which has made it to the data extraction are the ones likely to be summarized in my report, I can put a filter on data extraction. I can say download filter to RIS. And now I can basically have my ready-made EndNote library for my report. So in this way, there are a lot of these filters. We can use them in different combinations. So all of this, again, helps us to save time in the process. There's also a lot of statistics available. As before this, I can just show the Prisma. So the Prisma would keep getting updated real time as we are making the screening, making the decisions. And it's very customizable. So we can add information from gray literature if you like, or we can also have a detailed reasons here if we want to, else we can remove this. There are few more enhancements which we are making to Prisma. They are expected to be live in a couple of weeks. So you would be able to add information from previous SLRs. And right now the Prisma gets downloaded in an image format, but you would be also able to download in a Word document so that if you want to make edits in any of the boxes, you can also do that. Going to statistics, personally, I like this even more than Prisma because it provides a really good overview of where the project stands. So I can exactly see how many we're done with, have one reviews, how many are in conflicts, how many are with PDFs, no PDFs, how many don't have any review done. So in Prisma, we don't really get this kind of details. So I personally like the statistics even more than the Prisma. And then we have a few other information here. I'll just emphasize on the quality tab. So as we are doing the screening, the system is automatically calculating a lot of metrics. And here both for the reviewers as well as for the AI. So you can see that in the bracket here, let's say Keshav has taken 72 decisions. 32 are still pending, which means it might be in the conflict or we are awaiting decision from a second reviewer. But he has included correctly 29. He has excluded correctly 10. And he has a perfect reviewer. He has not included anything incorrectly or excluded incorrectly. Uh, the number of conflicts he has resolved is 1. So his decision match rate and recall becomes 100%. And maybe he had certain conflict percentage can still be higher, but probably the final reviewer went with the other reviewer's decision. So it's a very detailed metric which gets auto calculated in real time. So and if there is, you observe a high degree of this conflict percentage, you can always go back to the reviewers and check on their alignment of the understanding of the protocol. We again have developed few tools around this. Time permitting, I'll show you that. And so these are again ways in which the overall project management is streamlined. Any questions? Yeah. Okay, so we have the same set of metrics for both title, abstract, and full text. If no other question, I'll just go to data extraction. I'll just data extraction form. So this is the data extraction form, and it's a very simple form. You just need to put the name of your field and a short description of what you're looking for. Now, and you can have as many fields as you want, and you can also categorize the information by different sheets if you need to. Sorry. This description is effectively your prompt for the AI. So, for example, sponsor, identify the study funding source. That's it. That's it. So you can say it's almost like a natural language prompt for the AI, and it's completely customizable. Again, a lot of the platforms have fixed defined fields. Only you can use the AI on those fields, but here it's completely customizable. You can use it in any combination, and you can have as many fields and as many sheets as you want. Once we have done those, we can just use the upload button, and our data extraction is set. First time it may take some time, and we also provide pre-populated sheets, pre-populated prompts. You can use those as well. And I'll just show one of them. So for example, for clinical outcomes, these are some of our pre-populated sheets for economic, epi, quality of life. You can use this as your starting point, make your edits, and keep them saved in an Excel. So next project you are doing, you can just use that Excel, change the disease terms, change few other things, and your template is set. In general, we have taken great care of making things as easy as possible. So setting up the data extraction takes you like 10-15 minutes. Setting up a project, if you have your protocol ready, Pico's table, which we usually have, it's again possible to do it in like 15-30 minutes. So in this platform, you can practically get started in 30 minutes or less, even less time with experience. Whereas I know that some of the other platforms can take like half day just to set up a project. Show how the data extraction actually looks like once we have set up our template. So now there are 3 stages here, or rather 2 stages if you like. So first is the articles to extract. So these are articles where AI has done the extraction, but no human reviewers has seen them yet. Once a human reviewer has seen the extraction and made some edits and changes, they can mark this as extraction done. And once another human reviewer has seen those and verified the information, they can mark it as quality check done. I'll show how it looks like. So slightly similar interface to the full text screening, but this time there are few additional functionalities. So again, this is the information and again with the tags and everything available. But now these boxes are editable. So if you think this is too much information, you can reduce that. Or if you think this is too less information, you can also add more information here. The other option is you can also edit these sources. So if you feel like AI has missed a source or AI has incorrectly linked a source, you can click on edit, remove this if you like, and let's say make some another random line uh, here and link it to a source and click that. So now this is sourced. And let's say if you want to make, instead of writing overall survival, you just want to write OS and you want to, instead of comma, you want to write OS is defined as, so you can do make this editing and click update and these changes will be saved. Not save this for now, but just discard. Yeah. And once we are happy with the extractions, there's no more changes. I can just put here extraction done, update, and we are good to go. Now the other person and sorry. Now I'm sorry. Now the other person can come and verify this because the first person has already done all the linking. All they need to do is just click on these buttons, verify that the information is correct, and they can say, yes, it's all good, QC done and complete. Alternatively, if they are not happy with the quality of extraction, they can provide comments like this cell needs rework. Click here, click on update and move it back to the pending state. So then the other person knows that these are the areas which needs further work on this. Finally, all of this can be downloaded in Excel and just show how that looks like. So there's some standard here, and this is the data extraction stage. Extraction is done by QC, done by Picos, and then we have all the information which is available here. Take a pause here to and see if there is any questions which anyone has before I share some insights on some of the upcoming features which are about to be rolled out in few months. So for those who joined us late, I hope you are still able to see the link in the chat window. So I'll just share with you again. So there's a link here. You can use this link to again set up a organization, claim your free trial, and also have access to a dummy project with some dummy data to play around with the platform. Coming to some of the exciting new features which are about to be rolled out. So got quite a list here, and then there are few more which are not here, but they are in the background. So first, I'd like to show is the search query generation, and I'll use this one as an example. So in this one, what we can do is we can just provide our research objective. What is it that we are looking for? So for example, in this case, let's say it's to systematically review the CV outcomes for bempedoic acid and other comparators. Now, the AI would automatically extract PCOs from this. So it will extract all of these terms and it will automatically formulate a search strategy based on this. And now we can use this, run it on PubMed. It gives 540 results. There will be an import button here. So you can just click on that import button and all the citations will get imported into the system. So this link is available on our support section. So it would be available for after the workshop. Yeah. So that was a question in the Q&A. Yeah. Um, so yeah, so one is the search integration with PubMed, which we are doing. Just a point to caution here is that only PubMed allows you to integrate. The other databases like Embase or Ovid, they don't provide integration options. So when we are doing these searches, we can provide an automated search for those databases, but we cannot run search on those databases from this platform itself because the API integration is not available. And there are many other features which we are working on this. The search function is something we are expecting that it will be live in probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. Another very useful feature is the conflict analysis, both between humans and between AI and humans. So for example, you what we do usually is we do a pilot screening where two reviewers to align basically between the reviewers, right? And we do it for a small sample, 100, 200 citations, and we then see what are the areas where reviewer one understanding is not aligned with other reviewers or reviewer two is thinking on a different line. So using this, we can do this analysis. And so let's say there were 69 conflicts in this case, the conflict percentage was 12%. And now these are the areas where these were reviewers were different and their understandings were different. And it also gives you like how many conflicts were based on maybe this criteria, how many conflicts were based on this criteria. And now using these insights, you can quickly see and analyze where these reviewers are going different. This is a project where AI is one of the reviewers, I think. And so in this case, where Keshav and AI went different were these areas and what are the recommended actions. So this is again in beta phase right now. We are pushing a version of this on the platform in next week, but we would invite feedback from you on how we can improve this feature. And third is more like, so these are between humans are AI, if AI is reviewer between AI and human, and this is between AI and the even if AI is used as an assistant, this option will give you the where AI is thinking or applying logic in a different way than humans, and then it's up to you to analyze the make changes in the protocol or just accept that. Uh, Protocol text review. This is imagine like a Grammarly for your document. So as we are writing the protocols, particularly in the initial phases, we tend to either over-explain or under-explain. So the protocol review will help you to make sure that the almost like a Grammarly writing assistant tool, it will just help you to ensure that the protocol is AI ready. Right. So these are some of the features. We are working on few others, including an automated report writing and some further enhancements on data extractions. So a ton of new things are coming in few months, and maybe we'll have another webinar in 3 to 4 months to cover all of these new features then. But yeah, we have around 10 minutes left, so we'll just open the floor for question answers. Thank you. Just a second. Okay. So I think don't see any questions coming through. So I'll take this opportunity to thank everyone for their time and thanks for joining in. Please do avail the free trial and we will be very happy to hear your thoughts and your feedback on the product. And we are continuously looking at ways we can further improve this product. So if you have any suggestions, any insights, any comments, please do share those with us. And yeah, okay. I think there is a question regarding the pricing, so let me share that. Just give me a second. I'll share information on the pricing. So our corporate pricing is $200 per seat per month, plus the AI costs are on use based. So AI costs are 10 cents per article for title abstract stage, $1 per article for full text screening stage, and 10 cents for data extraction. So if it's a, let's say 3,000 citations project, it would be $300 for title abstract, another 300 for full text, assuming a 10% inclusion rate, and possibly around 600 to 900, depending on the number of data fields which we have. So roughly around $1,200 to $1,500 for the AI cost, and then the license fee. Having said that, we are also open for a custom pricing, subject to team size and every number of things. So we are also happy to discuss those things as well. The academic pricing is much discounted. So the base price is $30 and there is a discount available on the AI pricing as well. So we are very happy to connect further and share more information. Sure, we can get in touch separately. I'll just drop in our support email ID. So just drop us a mail there and we can connect separately on this. Um, all good then. Once again, thanks everyone for taking out time for this session and we'll be in touch. And I think a recording of this might be shared with you and may also be made available on the YouTube as well in some time. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Cheers. Bye.